Good morning. I'm James Dennis Dieseldorf, and we need to talk about concealed carry and holsters and several issues relating to that. Do you see the gun on me? I sure hope not. Sometimes it's all about how you dress. Let me reset and we'll do a little bit more talking. Good morning. I'm James Dennis Dieseldorf. I blog over at a blog on the internet called Pawpaw's House, and I'm going to put this up on that blog and on my YouTube channel. For those of you who may not know me, I live in central Louisiana. I was a police officer for 37 years. I served both in state agencies and parish agencies. During that time, I was a officer in the United States Army Reserve. I retired from the Army as a major. During both my military and police career, I ran a lot of firearms ranges. I did a lot of instructing. I did a lot of talking to people about how they should carry or why they should carry, if they should carry. And all of those choices turn into purely personal choices. My wife and I currently compete in a sport called Cowboy Fast Draw, and you're looking at me in the background of our home range where the club shoots. Cowboy Fast Draw is a sport that uses the old single action revolvers and wax bullets to shoot at steel targets. It's a lot of fun, but that's not why we're here today. I was talking to a friend and his wife a couple of weeks ago, and she had made the decision to get her concealed carry permit and to start carrying a pistol on a regular basis. And they came to talk to me about what choices that she should have. And I told her at that time that I would no more tell her which pistol to carry than I would tell her which underwear to wear, because the choice is purely that simple. Now, when I was in law enforcement, I started with a revolver, and back in those days, that was the standard carry piece. It was a 38 or 357 Magnum revolver. Nearly every cop in the world used those. Starting in the 80s, people started transitioning to semi-autos, and I carried a semi-auto. And I've carried Colts, I've carried Glocks, I've carried Smith & Wessons. In the Army, I carried a Beretta M9. The choice of the pistol is a very, very personal choice, and I won't tell anybody what to carry. But if you're going to carry a pistol, you're going to need a holster. So let's talk about that. Probably the most, and all the guns I'm going to show you today are clear. We've already been through that and cleared the guns. Probably the most sold pistol in the United States today is the Ruger LCP. I happen to own one, I like it, and I carry it. It's a pocket pistol, and I drop it in the pocket. And people say, well, isn't that unsafe? No, not if you don't have anything else in that pocket. If that's the only thing that you have in that pocket, then it's as safe as any gun in any holster. Some folks may disagree with that, and they're welcome to. But I have never really seen the reason to put this little gun in a holster. Yeah, it picks up pocket lint, but if you keep it clean, then you'll be fine. And the 380, I've never had to shoot it at anybody, and I hope I never have to. But it's the gun I use when other things won't work. My other carry piece is a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield in 9mm. I like this little gun a lot. It's not a full-size pistol, but it's bigger than the Ruger, and I find that it fits the mission extremely well depending on what I'm doing. But you're going to need holsters. Now, when I was a cop, I was a big fan of the Safariland holsters. Safariland makes a lot of police holsters. This one is one of theirs for the, what they call their ALS series. It's a good holster, good retention. It's made of what they call Safari laminate. It's got a little catch on the back that makes the pistol very easy to release. I like this pistol, I like this holster a lot. Another holster from Safariland is an inside the waistband. They call this the Model 27, and it's made for a variety of pistols. It has a retention screw that you can tighten up. It has a J-hook for the belt loop, which I didn't think I'd like, but it really has grown on me. This is a fine little holster for what I use it for, depending on how I'm dressed or what I'm doing that evening. Now, in full disclosure, there's a company called Craft Holsters. You can find them online, and I'll put a link down in the description below. They sent me a couple of holsters, and I've been doing business with them over the years, and I've reviewed their holsters on the blog before. They sent me two that they thought I might like, and they were right, I do, I like them both. This one they call the Lynx. It's an inside the waistband holster. It has snaps that snap around your belt loop. I find it very, very comfortable. It's an easy holster to use. It fits the pistol well. It fits the pistol well, and it's one that I put on. This is my kind of a dress holster. This is what I wear when I'm maybe going to church, maybe going to a funeral, maybe taking the wife out. There's another holster that they sent me. It's reminiscent of some old holsters I used years ago when I was a rookie plainclothes cop. It's nylon, has a thumb snap. It's an outside the waistband, but it holds the pistol in very, very well. And it's extremely comfortable. I'll use this one when I'm working here in the shop, when I'm out on the property, maybe when I'm going out to the deer lease to cruise through the woods. This is likely the holster that I'll have on if I'm carrying the Shield. If I'm carrying a bigger pistol, of course, there'll be a different holster. Now, some people ask, you showed us 4 holsters for this gun. You've got a nylon, you've got a leather inside the belt, you've got a laminate inside the belt, and you've got a laminated outside the waistband with a thumb brake. Why do you need 4 holsters for a gun? Well, I've got tennis shoes, and I've got my bedroom slippers, and I've got work boots and dress shoes. I have more than one pair of shoes. I have more than one pair of pants. I have more than one suit. You'll wind up buying holsters. I've got a bag of holsters in the house that I've used over the years for one thing or another. I recommend that you not get tied down to one specific holster, because what you're going to carry and where you're going to carry it dictates the kind of holster that you're going to use. People will say, well, I don't want to change my wardrobe. I don't want to change the way I live. That's fine. If you're going to carry a handgun, that's a conscious choice that you're going to have to make. Now, over the past several months, we have broken records in the United States with new handgun purchasers. And I hope that those people are smart enough, if you're brand new to handguns, if you've never bought a handgun before, if this is the first time you've ever used a handgun, I hope you get some training. I hope you talk to people like me who have been carrying handguns for decades. I hope that you get as much knowledge as you can gain, because there are things in this world that will hurt you, and misusing a handgun is one of them. I am now a private citizen. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a military officer. I'm not working for any agency anywhere in the world. I am fully retired. The rules for me have changed. I no longer carry a gun as a tool of my trade. I carry it now as a shield against bad things. I don't want to shoot anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. All I want to do is go about my business and be left alone. But if I have the pistol, then I have a better chance of surviving something that may go terribly sideways. We were at church the other night, and everybody in the church knows that I carry a gun. They just know that. I don't make a secret of it, but I don't flash it around either. And a woman approached me, a very kind, caring, loving woman, and asked me if I was expecting trouble. And I told her, no, I'm not expecting any trouble. If I was expecting trouble, I would have stayed home. Or I would have had a bunch of my friends here to make sure that there was no trouble. I don't carry a gun because I expect trouble. I carry a gun because I want to go home when whatever I'm doing is over. So, when you decide to buy a gun, you're going to have a holster for it, or you're likely going to have a holster for it. If you choose an LCP, that's fine. A lot of people might tell you that that's not the best gun. Well, again, they're not the ones that's carrying it. For example, there are a lot of the folks in the trade these days who are doing training that'll tell you that the smallest gun that you should possibly ever use is a 9mm. That the .380 is not worth having. The .32 is not worth carrying. The .22 is just a sporting round. I disagree with that. My wife, for example, who shoots cowboy fast draw with me, is an expert with a revolver. That's all she wants to shoot is revolvers. She loves her revolvers. And she's one of those people who knows what she's talking about. She also knows that she only wants to shoot a .32 caliber revolver. And she has a collection of .32 caliber revolvers. This is her latest acquisition. It's a Smith & Wesson J-frame and caliber .32 Smith & Wesson. Now she has a Colt in .32-20. She has a Charter Arms in .32 H&R Magnum. And she is very, very good at using revolvers. This is just her latest acquisition. It's one that she really likes and got a good deal on at the gun shop. And again, some friends and I were talking the other day, and they asked if a .32 caliber was viable for personal protection. From the standpoint of a military service member or a police officer, the .32 may be a little bit light, but it's a difference in the mission. The mission is of a private citizen carrying a handgun is not to fight crime, is not to close with the perpetrator and lay hands on him for the purpose of bringing him to justice. All a private citizen, all my wife, All I want to do at this stage of my life, if somebody is accosting me with lethal force, then I want the ability to make them go away. That's all I want to do. I want to get out of the situation. I want them to go away, or I want me to have a chance to leave the situation. That's what the handgun is for. Now, I'll be happy to call the police after it's over and tell them what happened. I'll be happy to wait there for them so they can take my report. But I am no longer the guy that's going to close with the perpetrator and try to take him into custody to see that justice is served. All I want him to do is go away. That's my philosophy on a private citizen concealed carry. But again, if you're going to have concealed carry, you have a couple of options open to you. There are a lot of people making holsters, either laminate or leather or nylon. I like Craft holsters. They were kind enough to send me a few that I really like and that I use. I like Safariland. They're an industry leader in the holster business. I like the Ruger LCP. I like a lot of things that are Rugers. I like the Smith & Wesson. I like the Glock. I like the Army's new SIG pistol. I'm not a guy that wants to put down anybody or anything. I'm just a guy that basically wants to be left alone. I'm James Dennis Diesendorf. Those are my brief thoughts on concealed carry and holsters and weapon choice. This is my Cowboy Fast Draw range behind me. If you're interested in that sort of thing, find a club nearby you and start the sport of Cowboy Fast Draw. It's a lot of fun. I'll see y'all down the trail. Thanks for watching.